to another show.
Hi, Claudio. Yes, hello.
We're slowly getting closer to the end of our series. Just
How many more do we have? Two more?
This one and just one more.
Two more? Okay.
Today, we will discuss Asylum. So it's 1985, and Kiss is enjoying a newfound success with Heaven's on Fire, which was a moderate hit in Europe and reached, I think, number 11 in the rock charts of the Billboard in the US. As some of the other bands of this era, Kiss moved on from the animal prints to a more glittery, glammy type of stage wardrobe. Everything was very, very colorful in rock music around this time. Every band was trying to look more over the top than the next one. But regardless of all this flamboyant image, Kiss still managed to put out a very solid hard rock album in Asylum, probably one of the best and heaviest of the non-makeup era. Unfortunately, people listen with their eyes, and the questionable wardrobe of the band has kind of unfairly haunted the perception of Asylum over the years. I guess the mentality is if the costumes are bad, then the music must be bad as well, right? Which is very unfortunate because, again, I think Asylum is a great record. And you know what? Everybody looked over the top around this era. Even Ozzy was wearing outrageous wardrobe. The band also had a new guitar player, and Asylum was the first to feature Bruce Kulick on the cover. Now, the artwork of the album, which is very, very colorful as well, played a big part in this new concept that the band presented in 1985.
And marked the last collaboration with Bernard Vidal for Kiss, I think.
What was the last collaboration with Bernard?
Well, he's credited on the record, but then in Crazy Night he's not. So for an album, I mean.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. I guess Bernard did those photos, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's start with the cover and the title. What's your earliest recollection of the concept for the cover and the title?
They gave me a title. I didn't know what they meant by asylum. I said, what do you mean? Crazy house, insane asylum? Or do you mean a safe place, like where you're seeking asylum?
Mm-hmm.
I got a vague non-answer, really.
From Paul?
No, from Howard Marks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I worked at that agency for 22 years, from 1968 to 1990. And I only took 2 vacations in 22 years.
Wow.
So around this time, I met a girl and we were dating, and through a friend, this guy said he had a trailer that his family had, and it was parked out in Long Island someplace, where the people go on vacation out there near the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And he said I could have it for a week, for practically nothing. And I said, great. So I asked the girl if she wanted to go live in a trailer for a week out by the beach, and she said, sure.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah, really. So I was happy about that. So I told the boss I was going to take a week off. Oh my God, it was like the end of the world. What? You're going to go? Where are you going to be? How, whatever, all that stuff. What are we going to do? I said, look, you're going to have to do without me for a week. For God's sake. I mean, 22 years, I took 2 vacations. So they said, all right, we got this album cover coming up and this and that. I said, all right, I know.
So there was nobody at the office that could do your job?
I guess Vinny was there.
Oh, Vinny was there. Okay.
But still, I was the man, you know what I mean? I was the creative director and vice president. Now, before I went, Paul had talked to me about this album, and he said that he saw an album by the Motels that he liked, and it was faces, arty, high contrast faces or something, with paint smeared all over them or whatever.
Pop art, like Andy Warhol.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I went and looked at that album or not, or if I just took his description. I said, okay, well, we'll try something along those lines. And maybe I didn't look at it because I didn't want to copy it. So I said, well, okay, well, I'm gonna need pictures of their faces, and I can't use existing photos because I'm not gonna find the right angle or what I need. So I go out to this trailer out in Long Island with this beautiful girl, and I call in the office, and I'm talking to Roseanne, and she says, what are we going to do? What do we want, I said, okay, get Bernard. I guess it was Bernard.
You weren't at the photo shoot
No,
this
no.
time. Okay.
There was no reason to be.
Mhm.
I said, all I need is a side view of each guy, 3/4 view, and a front view, and a 3/4 view of the other way. I said, that's it. No expression particularly. I said, just put them in front of the camera, light it, this, just to make sure I have what I need. I was pretty sure I was going to use the front view, but I figured while they're there, I might as well get angles. And she said, okay, wait, let me write that down. Front view, 3/4 left view, 3/4 right view. I said, yeah, that's it. I said, in black and white. And I said, just give me some contact sheets when I come back, and I'll pick the shot I need. We'll have prints made, and I'll take it from there.
Wow.
So they did that. But when I came back, I had the contact sheets. I picked the prints, and we made the prints, and we went from there. I made photostats of these prints, and I told the photostat guy to lose all the tone, all the intermediate tone. I said, I just want it kind of black and white.
High contrast.
High contrast. So where it goes gray, let that disappear. So I got these things, I cut them up, stuck them together, and I made one print. And then on acetate overlays, I smeared paint. So I took the red, and I used primary colors, as you see. Red, yellow, blue, as pure as I could.
And you use the kiss colors because Paul has
Oh, for the lips, yeah.
purple lips, Jeans has red lips,
Yep, right.
Bruce has blue, and Eric is green. So it's a kiss colors.
Yeah, that's right. I figured I had to do something with the faces. I put a slight skin tone on them, but I should have left them pure white. I should have, but I didn't. Decision I made at the time. I guess maybe I was thinking Warhol-y, sort of a little bit Warhol-y. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it graphic and interesting, and to do Paul's idea, but a little different.
Didn't you tell me that you did this with Paul at the studio, that you were both painting it?
Yeah, well, that was the back cover.
Oh, the back cover. I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So it's interesting that we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's interesting that I've never seen the original headshots for this album cover, like the photos, the actual photos.
Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, they were just used as working photos, not ever meant to be seen.
Right.
Not in that state.
So they were actual black and whites.
Yeah, black and white prints. Yeah, they weren't meant to be seen. They were used just in terms of, it was just a step on the way to a final print.
And you used a very interesting color palette for the logo. And
I know.
what was that about?
I don't know what came over me.
Yeah.
But
green and blue.
Yeah, I was trying to be different on that one, and kind of flat and bright. The red, yellow, orange thing did not seem appropriate for that. To me, it didn't go with the rest of it. So I did what I did, and there it is, good, bad, or indifferent. There was some guy on Facebook, and I guess he was talking about the albums I did, or all the albums I did, I think I said something to somebody. Well, I did all the albums from 75 to 90. And then this other guy jumped into the conversation, and he said, do you mean you admit to doing Animalize and Asylum? And so my comment was, I'm sorry.
You know what? A lot of people would put probably Animalize at the bottom of the list of their favorite Kiss album covers.
Yeah.
You know what?
Me too, I guess. Yeah.
I've never hated it because it represents that era.
Yes, I hate it, but it's I don't know.
It's minimalistic and simplistic.
It is.
But it's not a bad album cover. It's just minimalistic, and it represents what the band was about at the time. Animal print. And,
Don't forget, I didn't always have things to work with. I didn't always have, carte blanche to hire some. Let's go shoot some stuff. Let's go to the zoo and
right.
sit on a rhinoceros's back. But we did do the back cover of that was a big production.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it in the last episode. So talk to me about the back cover. Same technique, right?
Same technique to keep it in the family. So I took these shots we had of the band, standing, full figure, sent them out for photostats, high contrast, cut them up, put them together in a little arrangement, and decided to hand color them with some watercolor and make it look hand done.
Mhm.
We have the paint smears on the front, so I, to make it have a little art flavor to it, a little hand done flavor. And Paul came by the day I was doing that. I had it on the drawing board, and I had started to color it. And Paul had dropped in, and either he said, "Do you mind if I help you?" or whatever. Because I don't think I would have said, "Hey, grab a brush and help me." I don't think that would have occurred to me. But he probably said, "Do you mind?" I don't know. So I got him a brush, and we worked on it together. Like one guy from one end of the drawing board and the other guy from the other end of the drawing board. We just chatted and mixed colors and, doodled around.
Didn't you were just talking about diet?
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about healthy eating. And he said that maybe I was saying, well, too bad there's not a really good ice cream with, low fat or no fat, or maybe not too much sugar in it or something like that.
Mhm.
I hate artificial sweeteners myself. I can't tolerate any of them.
Yeah,
Even people say, "Oh, stevia is good." I take one swig out of a bottle of soda and I go, "Ooh, what's that?" And I say, "Oh, stevia." I mean, I just know, So I rather drink cane sugar than artificial sweetener. Just don't drink too much of it. That's all. That's it, and that's the whole trick, right? Moderation.
Mhm.
So we were talking about healthy eating and ice cream, and he said, California, they have a really good low-fat, blah, blah ice cream. I said, "Oh, too bad they don't have it here." And a little while later, when he went back to California, he sent me a whole case of this stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but it came with, frozen.
Well, very nice of him.
And it was very nice of him. Yeah, it was sweet. That was the most bonding, nice experience I had with Paul, painting the back of that cover. We got a chance it was nice and quiet in the office that day, and we were just painting and talking, and it was pretty nice. And then all of in keeping with the, again, the arty hand-done flavor of things, I hand wrote the track listing and all that.
Oh, that was going to be my next question. Is that your handwriting?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right.
But it's not your actual handwriting. You were trying to do something different, right? Or is it your actual handwriting? But your
The way I write.
Wow. I thought you were trying to go for a
No. I was just trying to make it legible. Make sure the E looks like an E and the R looks like an R.
So there you go, boys and girls. That's Dennis's handwriting.
That's right. That's right. I remember I was at a KISS convention, and Michael Cavaccini, is that his name? He's done some interviews with me.
Mhm.
And I think he might have written articles, and he interviews a lot of people, celebrities now. And anyway, I didn't know at the time, I never met him before. And he was sort of in line to see Bruce Kulick, who's at the table next to me. Nobody was in line to see me. They were in line to see Bruce. But but I did my share, So he was wearing a little jacket. It's made out of Kyvek, that material?
Uh-huh.
Like it's almost paper, but you can't rip it. It's thin but indestructible. And it had the Asylum art like all over it, and it had that handwriting on there. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and I instantly recognized my own handwriting. I go. So I walked up to him. I didn't know who he was, and I said, "That's my handwriting." He said, "Oh," and then he said, "I know who you are." I said, "Oh, okay." So that's how I met Michael, and he eventually did do an interview with me, or two.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them, I think. So
there's another thing I wanted to point it out. It's one of those kind of, I would say, trivial thing that I always pointed out, that you go like, "I don't know about that," or "I don't care." That is that it's funny that for all the non-makeup records, the pictures of the band in the sleeve or in the back of the cover, whatever it is never the actual stage outfits. As opposed to back in the makeup days, we're always wearing the stage costumes. So for Lick It Up, Animalize, Asylum and Crazy Nights, they were almost wearing street clothes on the photo shoots for the album as opposed to stage wardrobe.
Once again, I have no clue.
Right. So obviously the photos and film strips,
I haven't seen that in a long time.
obviously they are Bernard and of the same photo shoots for the back cover, right? Because they're wearing the same clothes. I don't think Eric.
I had to get those shots from somewhere, and I don't remember where I got them.
Well, Bernard is the only one credited, so I'm guessing it's Bernard. You know.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And again, there's this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? Creative consultant Danny Goldberg. Who the fuck is Danny Goldberg? He's been credited as creative consultant in 3 consecutive albums. Lick It Up, Animalize, and
He must have been working for Casablanca, because I don't think he was an Aucoin employee. And if he was, I don't know who the hell he is. I don't know who Danny Goldberg is.
interesting.
And I know a lot of those guys. I mean, I wasn't tight with them, but they wandered around the office once in a while, you know, and I vaguely knew what they did for a living. Some of them I didn't really quite know what they were doing there, but you know.
And also something else that it kind of pisses me off, but it's they stopped crediting you by name on the
well, there's a story about that, and
okay.
and I don't know if I really want to go into it.
It's up to you.
It's kind of politics.
Mm-hmm. So they
And I had a
decided
lot to do with taking my name off of it.
you did
Yeah.
because you didn't like a certain decision for a certain album. Okay, let's leave it at that then.
I'll tell you off camera.
All right, cool. I don't think there's anything more to say about this record. I mean, we covered everything.
Probably not. It got a lot of flack from some fans, but
Right.
some fans think it's okay. And
It's a very poppy design. It's not very heavy metal.
you know, basically, I started with what Paul said, and I just kept going with it, and this is the result. The germ of that idea did not come from me; it came from him.
I see.
So, but what happened to it along the way came from me. So, you know.
Yeah, it's you know what? I mean, my perception of it when I grabbed this album, and I was a teenager when I did. I saw it, and it screamed pop to me. So before even playing the record, I thought, this is gonna be the poppiest Kiss album ever. Plus, it was in the mid '80s, right? Pop was dominating MTV.
Yeah.
Madonna, Duran Duran, you know, all of those bands. And I said, fuck, this is gonna suck because it's pop, right? Not that the artwork sucks. I actually like the artwork. It's very Andy Warhol-y, but maybe not for what it is, in my opinion, the heaviest Kiss album of the 80s. Asylum is the heaviest record they did in the 80s. It has a very crunchy guitar sound, lots of heavy metal songs, but the cover is misleading. I mean, to me, it suggests pop, you know, some other type of music, you know?
Hold it up. Hold up the album.
Oh, okay.
See, Eric is cropped off a little bit there.
Yes.
Yeah, he gave me some shit about that.
He did? Wow.
Yeah. He was really serious. He was in the art department. He says, why did you cut my face off like that? He seemed like he was hurt.
Poor Eric.
I said, Eric, I wasn't thinking about cutting your face off, but I tilted it, and then I wanted to make it big as possible, and off goes your chin, and I didn't think it was a big deal. Oh, everybody else has their whole face, and
Poor Eric.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said, believe me, it could have been the other. If that was Bruce over there, it would have been him.
Right. But there is a constant, though. Always these two guys on top.
Oh, you know it. And they look a little bit bigger too, don't they?
But they do. They do look a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that's about it for Asylum.
All right, goodbye, Asylum.
Goodbye, Asylum. See you next time, Dennis.